Hello, welcome to the C-Suite Leadership Journey. I just wanted to say thank you and welcome everyone who is watching right now. My name is Candy Wyndham. I am the CEO and founder of KW Coaching Group. And today we have a really special guest. So I'm here to help leaders to improve team performance and also to thrive as a leader. We have a lot of challenges in this world. We have a lot of hiccups. And right now we are here to serve this community to make sure that you receive the latest skills, strategies, so you can improve as a CEO and also as a leader of your organization. So right now, I just want to welcome and I want to introduce you to one of the best and incredible friends that I have. And he is coming all the way from Canada. No, wait. He is virtually, he's not here, but he is here with us. And this incredible live stream for you guys, and only for you. Remember, if you are part of this group, you have the advantage to ask questions to Kevin, and his name is the full name, Kevin Raymond. He is the CEO of his incredible company. He has been a leader for 30 years. And let's welcome Kevin.
Hey, how are you, Candy? Nice to see you. How are things? Great to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here, Kevin. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here as well.
That's really exciting. So basically, the people who are watching right now, just please remember to like and submit your comments or questions that you have for Kevin, because he will be able to answer those questions after we log out, or actually after this recording or live stream. So Kevin, tell us a little bit more about you. What are you up to? What is your projects you're working on? And I'm here to hear about you.
Okay, so I'm a performance mindset coach, and I basically coach business owners, like entrepreneurs and executives, as well as other coaches, to scale up their business and do better, become better individuals and more productive, and have increased sales, better performance, better work-life balance, all of those things to help them to perform better and make the future that they want to set for themselves.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. That's exactly, that's what we do here. But exactly. Let's talk more about your leadership. So you mentioned me that you've been in as a leader for 30 years. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Pretty much. So I started out, like everyone else, you finish school and then you go to work. And I started out actually thinking I was going to be an accountant. And, I was taking all those programs and everything, and then quickly realized I'm not a numbers person. So it was not the best choice for me. But ultimately, I went to human resources, and I worked in that field for a number of years and became a recruiter. And I was a recruiter for a couple of organizations, but also started my own organization with a partner. And we did that for a number of years. And then moved into training and development. I ran training groups and things for various individuals, like people looking for jobs, youth, trying to get them back into society to be more productive and have a better life. And then ultimately, I ended up working in government, and I was a policy advisor for cabinet ministers in, so capital projects, Indian Northern Affairs, housing, various types of ministries. And then I moved from there because I adopted a couple of children, and I took some time off, and then ultimately started a design build company, which was very successful and I enjoyed very much. And then just before COVID, I had a heart attack, and then I had open heart surgery. So I used that time to recover, to sort of reassess what I wanted to do with my life. And I took some leadership courses and finished a couple of other certificates that I had started with Cornell University. And I took an NLP program, and ultimately became a coach. And that's how I ended up doing what I'm doing now, which I'm really enjoying and I love very much. So That's my scoop.
I can't believe it. I didn't know all this story, Kevin. I really didn't know. But I feel like I'm looking on my mirror right now. Because
Except your hair, you have more hair.
that I have a long hair.
You
I
got a
don't
lot
have a
more hair.
beard.
Exactly, right? So it's
But
a little bit different.
yeah, that's actually how I started. I started as a recruiter, and then I jumped into
Really?
the HR business partner. Then I did a lot of training for biggest and multinational corporations, and
Cool.
after that, I decide, you know what, coaching is my way. So that's
Yeah.
how I started my business 5 years ago. And wow, I can't believe it that you actually went through.
No, it's such a fantastic career, though. It's like it's such an honor to be able to help people and get them where they want to go. Like to help people to become a better version of themselves. Like it's so fulfilling and just so much fun because you meet such a huge variety of people, and all of them trying to reach specific goals that you help them do. So it's great.
So Kevin, tell me a little bit more about when was the moment or the aha moment that you decide, oh my God, I gotta start my own business, leading myself. When was that moment? Was the biggest challenge that you have?
I think the first time I started a business, which would be my recruiting business, and I started it with a partner, and I had been working for a recruitment firm for a number of years, and I just felt like there were so many aspects of it that I couldn't voice my opinion on or make the changes I wanted to make, and I just felt that I could reach a number of people better than what I was reaching in the corporation that I was working with. And I decided to go out on my own, and I found a partner that was wanting to do the same thing. And we started a recruitment firm, and it was so much better and so much more of a challenge, but it draws out so much of your inner strength and your creativity and your ability. It does such a great job at making you realize what you're capable of doing, but also allowing you to be the freedom of making choices and developing things the way that you want them to turn out, which is the biggest attraction ever, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it was great. That would be the first time I experienced starting my own business and wanting to do that.
Wow, that's incredible. So what has been the biggest challenge that you have as a leader since then?
I think one of the biggest challenges is the persistent input of outsiders telling you can't do something, and being able to get past that and not let something like that discourage you or deter you from getting to the goal that you want to get to and doing what you want to do. I think it's very important. Like, I think if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you really have to have a thick skin, because you get a lot of opinions from a lot of people, usually expressing the opposite thing that you want to do, right? Like, oh, don't do that, too risky, to this, to that. And you really have to believe in yourself and what you want to achieve to get past that. I think it's huge.
Yes, I believe that. Yes,
Yeah.
especially I remember those times too, that you feel like everybody's telling you a little bit of, oh, you should do this, you don't do this.
Yeah. They tell you what to do, and they tell you mostly what not to do. Like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And the whole thing about being an entrepreneur is that you're different, and you want to take those chances, and you want to try different things, and you want to fly. But the other thing is you have to be prepared to fail, because it's not always going to be successful, and you're not always going to be 100%. You're going to learn, and the key is learn from your mistakes. Like, learn what went wrong and learn from that and do better the next time. But the other thing is to also keep going. Like, don't, like, when you fall down or you get knocked down, don't just sit there. You got to get back up and do it again, and do it again until you get it right. That's what it's all about.
Yes, I was reading in the Inc. magazine this morning, and they were actually mentioned that every CEO right now, when they move from one company to another company,
Yeah.
The major challenge is the change in the mindset because it's a different culture. So now that
Yeah.
you mentioned that you were leading the recruiting company and then moved to leading a coaching company, so what the mindset did you have? Anything different? Did anything change?
Yeah, I think you have to have a persistent growth mindset. Like you have to be open to change and open to opportunity and open to living at cause and living at, like, knowing that things are happening for you, not to you, and having to be able to cope with change and realize, this is happening, and so this is a good sign that I should not be going down this road, so I'm going to go this road, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. So being able to change in a positive way and realizing that things are happening to you because they're meant to happen to you, and that's a sign, like that's something that you have to watch for. And if you live in that state of mind, you're constantly seeing the opportunities before you. So you're not living in the past thinking like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. You're not living in the future like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You're living in the present and you're seeing what's in front of you, and you're taking advantage of everything that jumps out at you. And you're like, oh wow, this is great, so I'm going to do this, right? So it's all about
Yeah.
that.
So what do you will say to somebody right now that's watching, probably somebody who is going through a very hard moment as a leader, and they feel like they have a very, like, like you, 30 years of success. Right now they are failing, or they feeling that nothing is moving. What would you say to them that they need to actually do right now so they can move forward?
I think you have to number one, keep moving forward and not get discouraged, because every single person, and it doesn't matter who you are, you're always going to run up against something that's gonna push you back or stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. But the goal is to keep pushing forward. And I always, when it happens to me, and I'm like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? And I'm not going to do this anymore, or I'm going to quit. And then I think to myself, no, because I always think of that picture, and I'm sure everybody's seen it, where you see some guy and he's got a pitchfork and he's like picking. And then on the top, right? And then he stops and he's about this far from getting to the gold. And the other guy below him, pick, and he gets a pot of gold, right? So it's like you're just on the cusp of learning something new. And the reason you're having difficulty is because you're about to learn something new. You're about to get past something that's holding you back, and then you're about to make a huge discovery in yourself. That's incredibly important, and you
Yes.
have to constantly push yourself forward. So don't be discouraged by things that hold you back. Be encouraged by it, because it means some change is coming and you're about to learn something fantastic about yourself, right? That's incredibly
Yes.
important.
Yes, that's
So
exactly. That's when I call it like you're about to have a breakthrough, the aha
yes,
moment. And
absolutely.
to go to the next level, you need a new you. You cannot be
Yes.
the same.
That's
Like
right, because you have to be stronger to get to the next step. And that's why this is happening to you, because to build your strength to go to the next step, right? Being an entrepreneur is sometimes an incredibly lonely job, because you are very often on your own, making decisions on your own and pushing yourself on your own, because nobody else there behind you, like nobody's there supporting you. You know, like family and friends, they think, oh yeah, great, good, but they're not pushing you all the time, right? Like they are
Mhm,
sometimes, but
mhm.
usually the big decisions you're making on your own, and you're going on your own. So you have to keep going. It's a growth thing. It's like you're, every time you're hitting a wall, you're growing and becoming stronger. So don't let
Yes.
that stop you.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Guys, listen to this. Bring pen and paper because Kevin is dropping a lot of gold nuggets here. And I didn't
Nuggets.
say that, Kevin said. So Kevin, I want to talk to you about, because there are some people, and I have been having, few CEOs or leaders that they feel on the fence to make decisions to grow, to make decisions to actually helping themselves to the next level as a leader. Do you believe that growth as a leader is important for them, even any time on their life, and how many, independently of how much experience do they have?
There is never a time in anyone's life when they should not be learning something. every single day that you live, you should be learning something every day. Like, so like you should be reading every single day. It doesn't matter if you read 1 page or 10 pages, you should be reading something that's going to move you forward and teach you something new every single day. That it doesn't matter who you are. Like, I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is reading every day. And right now he's probably reading about how to save Twitter. But aside from that, he's probably reading something, right? So it's like you've got to continuously learn, because as a leader, that, like, look at the word leader. So if you're a leader, you're not sitting on the fence just being stale and stagnant. You're leading. So you always want to be one step ahead of somebody else. You always want to be that one step ahead to show somebody, to teach somebody what you know, to give somebody your knowledge. Like, that's what being a leader is all about. Always, always teaching people. So like, one of the things that I say quite often is, like, don't tell people how to do things. Tell people what you want them to do, and let them come back and surprise you with what they've done, right? So
Yeah.
that's a good leader. That a leader is allowing somebody to grow and learn. But as a leader, you need to constantly learn and grow yourself so that you can share this information with other people.
Yes, and there are some probably a few people here in this group and also in YouTube that maybe have this question about, oh, I have this company, but I need marketing strategies. Oh, I have this company, but I need sales strategies. I need people to sell them. Do you believe that leadership training and leadership coaching will help them with this?
I believe that everybody should have a mentor or a coach to help them focus and hold them accountable to achieving their goals. I think everybody needs something like that. Um, I also think that if you are an owner of a company and you're spending all of your time thinking about what you need to change your mindset, and you need to change your strategy, because you can't just think about what needs to be done. You have to do it. You have to get off your ass and actually do something. So that's why it's important. And I think everybody, obviously everybody in our industry would agree, but most people look to someone, whether they pay them or not, they look to someone to get that kick, or to get that motivation, or to get that insight to move forward and do better. And so if you hire a coach or a mentor to help you and hold you accountable to that, that's taking you through to your next step. I think you need that. Everybody needs that. Even as a coach, I have a coach, right? Like, I have someone who is helping me to make sure that I'm achieving the goals that I want to achieve, to keep me on track and keep me accountable. Right?
Yes, we need all the support and the mentorship. Oh my God, this
Absolutely.
has been incredible, Kevin. So what will be one of two things that you feel like you need to share right now to the group that is watching right now?
I think one of the most important things that, for me, that I found is you have to be able to focus, and you have to plan, and you can't just go and just, like, fly out there every day. Like, you have to plan what you're doing. You have to see where you want to go and make a plan to get there. And you have to sometimes adjust that plan, and sometimes change that plan, and sometimes include other people. But you can't do everything by yourself. It's impossible. You cannot do everything alone. So you need other people. So don't alienate people, bring people in, embrace other people's intelligence, embrace other people's ability. I will be the first one to admit, technically, I'm not even, like, when somebody talks about funnel, I think about pouring a big bottle of olive oil into a little bottle of olive oil. That's a funnel, right? So don't be confusing me with anything else, right? And then when it comes to the cloud, that's a whole other ballgame, right? So I know I'm not technical, so I don't even go, like, I do very basic technical things, but I hire people to do my technical stuff if I need something. Right? I'm not even going to try, because I know that's not my skill. That's not my skill set. So you have to be able to realize that, and as a leader and somebody who wants to accomplish something, you have to realize what your limitations are, and you have to realize what your strengths are, and you have to embrace both of those things and make them work for you.
Exactly.
I would say that's my advice. You know?
Yes, that's what every leader that works with me, they have to go through the strengths
Yeah.
assessment where we learn the top 5 or the top 10
Yes.
strengths, and then we
Exactly.
multiply it, make sure that they utilize it every day, because
Yeah.
that's how they're gonna feel like the driving for good
Exactly.
things, excitement, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. It's like, so for example, like when I deal with when I'm working with some of my clients and they have issues with their employees or people on their team, and they say they're not producing, they're not cohesive, they're not a big team, they're not working together and things like that. They're always gossiping and stuff. The reason that's happening, it's not because they're a bunch of gossip mongos, it's because they're not involved in the end game, and they don't know why they're doing what they're doing, or they don't feel the value that they should feel. And it's your job as leader to give them that sense of value, to give them that understanding that they are a part of the big picture, and without them it's not going to happen, right? So then if
exactly.
that's the case, they won't have time to sit around the water cooler and chat all day, right?
Yes,
They'll be working,
yes.
they'll be working to produce.
It's like when you are watching a football game, they have the
Yes,
scoreboard and they have the strategies where they move the team, blah blah blah. But they're always
exactly.
looking through the score. What is my next goal? Oh, we need to
Yeah,
make this to do that.
that's
So they
right.
strategize depending on the scoreboard. And that's one of the things that I ask my clients too. Do you have a scoreboard with your
Yeah,
team? They
exactly,
need to
right.
know.
And they're like, no, I don't. Right. And then and it's really basic stuff, right? It's not about an employee being like a bad employee. It's about an employee not having the opportunity to be involved, and not like, we're always training our employees and then they leave and go somewhere else. Well, why are they doing that? Because you're not giving them an opportunity to utilize the training that you gave them. Like, you've trained them and now they're just sitting at their desk wondering what they're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
it's about involvement and leadership. Leadership is
Yes.
huge.
So do you think that that as a leader, they have to focus on their team, or they have to focus on themselves? What do you think is the most important?
I think you have to focus on both. Like, as a leader, you have to ensure that you're constantly learning and developing better skills to help your team learn and develop better skills. It's like a circle, right? So if I'm not learning anything new, I have nothing new to tell my team, right? And if I can't give my team new and valuable, useful information, what good am
Mhm.
I as a leader? So I'm learning and they're learning. It's constant. Like, you can't, nothing's stagnant. Like, you can't just sit around and think something's going to happen. It doesn't work that way. You have to constantly be feeding it. It's like a plant. Something
Yes.
else I'm not really good with.
Well, actually, I was on a panel like a few weeks ago, and one of the panel participants, he was sharing that the plant, the
Mhm.
growth is like a plant. You have to put water, you have to
Yeah,
nurturely. It's like us, one plant is like us as a leader, right?
yeah,
So if it's a small pot, of course the plant is not going to go anywhere because it's too small. You have to expand
exactly,
it. So it's like expanding the
exactly.
circle. It's amazing. I love it. The
It's
metaphor.
and it's so funny because it's so basic and such a simple principle, and one that is constantly overlooked all the time. It's amazing, right? It's
Mhm.
like so many issues could be resolved if people were more apt to look at something like that. Like, just think of a plant and a pot and expanding, right? It's really quite simple. So
Yeah, so this is the last question, Kevin. And I asked, some people asking different questions, but for you, I'm going to ask it this way. So if there were a book rating about you,
yeah.
what will be the title and what would you say in the back of the book?
I would love to tell you what I'd really call it, but I don't. Can I swear? Because it does have the word F in it. So it would be called "Are you effing kidding me right now?" That would be the title of my book, because throughout my entire life, that is a phrase that I've used so many times. Right? Are you effing kidding me right now? Like, that is really what's happening. And that's, and if I wrote a book, that would be the title, because there are so many things that happen in my life that it's just it's a perfect phrase for me. You know, and then I think if somebody wrote on the back of it, they go, I can't effing believe he did it. And that would be what they wrote on the back. So it's pretty big.
That will be so fun. Oh my God. So I kind of picture the color and everything. It will be
but watch
like,
for it, because it will be coming out at some point.
listen, it's recorded. I'm gonna make sure.
I know. So now you have proof, right? That it's gonna come out. So
Yes, Kevin, this is
cool.
awesome. Yes, we always ask that question. What? It's like surprise, like I should know this, right?
Exactly.
But it's really awesome. That's really awesome. So Kevin, how are people gonna be able to connect with you? And if they have any questions about how they can improve their leadership, or maybe, you know, they want to connect.
You can connect with me on Instagram. It's Kevin _ Raymond _ coaching. And you can also get me at Kevin at kevinraymond.net. And you can ask me any questions there. I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn. So it's pretty easy. Like it's all, if you do kevtalk.net, you'll get me. If you do kevinraymond.net, you'll get me. So I'm all over there. I'm all over.
So make sure that you connect. Make sure that you connect. He's an amazing human being, an amazing leader.
Absolutely. I'd love to help you. Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been great. This is fun. You have such an amazing energy. It's great. Good for you.
That's awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. So awesome, awesome. So thank you so much, Kevin, for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Please make sure you guys connect with them. I'm here, you know, looking different ways. Make sure that I'm keeping eye contact. I have like 3 screens in here.
Yeah, I know. I can see you looking at it. It's like, wow, it's all over the place. So that's good though. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed the opportunity. Thank you very much, Candy.
So make sure that if you have any questions, just comment below. And if you have not subscribed, make sure that you click the little bling, bling, bling. And connect with me, follow me, follow Kevin. And remember, we are here to support you, to add value, because we believe in you. We believe that you have so much stuff that you can do. It is no way that if you feel stuck, you feel like you're not moving forward, remember, we're here to support you in any way that we can. Any book can support you, but sometimes those 1 or 2 questions that will change your path completely. So make sure that you do that. Remember, leave from your heart, because that's where the magic happens. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.
Thanks a lot, Candy.